Hello, this is my load of peppers in the freeze dryer. Some of them are frozen together like this because these ones were pre-frozen in the freezer. I pre-froze them. I don't normally do that, but I had 22 pounds of peppers to process, and after I cooked them in what would fit on a tray, I did one whole load, and I had to put the others in Ziploc bags and freeze them. But what I did do to make things easy was I pre-measured them before I put them in the plastic bags to freeze them, so that I knew one bag would go for each tray. So then I just had to rip open a bag and put it on a tray, because I generally like to weigh everything that goes in and kind of have an idea of what is in and what is out. So here's the list, and I did 2 loads of 4 trays, so a total of 8 trays, yeah, of these peppers. After I sauteed them, I take them off of here, I weigh them because I like to put the same amount in each package, and then I'll put them in the package like this. And normally I put how much is in there. So I will figure out how much 30 grams freeze dried equaled up to. Just not going to do it now. I hope to do that. I may not even bother doing it. I just know what I do is I put 30 grams in each bag, and I get 8 bags. And if there's a little left over, we either eat them or I'll go through and drop out an extra one in each bag. So this is how I do it. The list here is my date, my time, and the freeze-dry cycle. So this one was put on 10/17, and it was 2:25 in the afternoon, and I put it on for a freeze of 9 hours and a dry of 10. This one, same thing, except I only froze it for 5 hours because it was already pre-frozen, and I thought that would be fine, and it was. So then I'll do it like this. For this one, there was 4 trays of sauteed green peppers. It was 2.5 pounds per tray when they were raw. So what I did is I measured out 10 pounds of green peppers, because you're not supposed to put in more than 10 pounds. However, I wasn't taking into consideration that after they were cleaned and cooked, they weigh a heck of a lot less. But that's okay. So I know that, what I have, 10 pounds. So this one was 12 pounds raw, unprocessed. That means not cut up, not cleaned. And then this is after they were raw. I cooked them, after they were cleaned. I did 32, I weighed them again and did 32 ounces, and I threw 32 ounces into the pan. And then when it came out, this is what it weighed. And I had to actually cook six times, because it was, my pan wasn't big enough to cook them all, and I like cooking in small batches. So then this is what I put on a shelf. So it equaled out to 3 pounds raw on a shelf. After it's cooked and frozen, was just a little over 2 pounds per shelf. So if you were going to the store to buy green peppers just to cook them up and do them in the freeze dryer, and you don't know how many you should do, I would say you'd be safe buying 12, 13, 14 pounds of green peppers if you were going to cook them, and then freeze dry them. So over here, I do this. This is the total time my freeze dryer ran. Did it need to? Absolutely not. I am the queen of added time. Self-pronounced queen. Yeah, I had my coronation party and everything. This is the amount of time I added when it gets to its last countdown, and it's counting down time, and it's telling me it only has 10 hours left, and I know I'm not going to get to it. I'll add time, and I always add it in even amounts. I try for 10 hours at a time, or I'll do 15, and then I write that on a piece of paper that I just keep by Fred here, and then I add that all together. And then after the total time that it runs, which is always not written, but always on the screen, I'll take that when I stop it, and then I subtract the time that I added. And then, so this should have actually been done in 27 hours according to this. However, it was stopped when I got to it, but the pump was chilled, so I figured it takes about 2 hours for my pump to cool down, so it could have been done for at least 2 hours more than that. This one ran for 113 hours and 45 minutes. I added 80 hours and 10 minutes, so the total time this one would have taken was 33 hours and 35 minutes. However, during this cycle yesterday, I thought I had added enough time. We were going all day. I didn't add enough time. I came home. Fred was beeping that he was done. The pump was cold, so this actually probably needed less time. So somewhere between these two times is the actual time that it would take for a load of cooked, sauteed green peppers. Yep, that's how I do it. And then, okay, I'm all done. And I'm really tired of green peppers already. Sorry for the long video.